What's the deal, you guys? It's your girl Fallon Favors, back for another episode of the Baby Mama Chronicles, where we discuss everything love, light, and relationship. Today I have none other than my beautiful daughter Yuri with us today, and I have never had you on my YouTube ever.
And it's the Baby Mama Chronicles.
And it's the Baby Mama Chronicles. Is that trifling? Okay, so I am very protective over my baby girl, and she knows that. I didn't even let you play in the dirt and do a lot of the stuff you probably should have been able to do really young, because I was just very protective over her, and she's my first child, and you know, it just is what it is. She is here with us today because I want to really have an honest conversation, and you know, you guys, we talk about everything as it pertains to how to navigate the waters of co-parenting. That is like one of the mainstays here at the BMC. And I think that it would be really cool to hear from the person that's a product of an environment just like that. She has been in a co-parenting situation since she was a baby. From the time she came out, me and her father were never in a committed relationship. By the grace of God, we have just been able to maintain a civil and a cooperative and friendship-based relationship as baby mama and baby daddy. One of the first things that I wanted to ask is, because I can remember, again, going as far back as I guess I'll start here, because this is when it actually started to be a thing. When of course, when they're babies, they don't know that they're being co-parented in two different households and transported between two different homes. They have no idea, right? They just want love around them, comfort at all times, just give them something to eat, you know, a place to sleep, whatever. As they mature and they become cognizant of their own selves and, you know, where they fit into the grand scheme as far as, you know, their routines, their daily lives, they get used to certain people being around, and when those people are not around, they're looking around asking, where are they? So I think for you, that probably happened around age 4, I would say, maybe around age 4. And I have this memory in my mind where, a couple of memories, I would, because it was a period of time, so I would drop her off to her daddy's house to spend the weekend or whatever with his family, and they got a big old family, child. So she would, I'm sure she would be, you know, just so happy to be there. But she would be with her family, and you know, it would be my time to come pick her up, and then I would pick her up and she would get in the car and completely fall out. Drop in the comments and let me know if any of my ladies, my baby mamas that are co-parenting, have dealt with that when they have to do the transport between their baby's father and them with the child. She used to basically break down in the car all the time. And she didn't do that. And I told her, like, when you know, I had to pick her back up, or if it was the opposite way around, if he had to drop her back off to me, she was like, all right, you know, it wasn't the same thing. But when I had to take her from her father, it was just a whole big thing. So I guess I want to ask, at what point did you realize that you were in the non-traditional, you know, familial situation where you were being split between two houses?
I don't remember not knowing. Like, I feel like I always knew from what I can remember, because like back then I don't think I can remember that far. But I always knew that you guys weren't together. I just know I had a mom and a dad, because I remember I used to go to my grandma's house and I used to be at Mimi's house. So I just knew it was a difference. So I never, like, I don't remember it being a problem, but I do remember crying, but I don't remember like knowing that, like not knowing that I was in two different households.
Was there a point in time that you can recall maybe seeing somebody at school that had mama and daddy and they were living together, and then kind of having that recognition of, well, hey, I do have a mama and a daddy, but they don't live together. Why don't my mommy and daddy live together? Or why aren't they in a relationship together?
I probably did, but like it was like rare, because basically everybody
was split up.
Everybody either had no dad or no mom, or they had, how I had, like two separate households. It was nobody really like in a family until I got like a little bit older. But like in like preschool, like that time frame, kindergarten and stuff like that, I don't remember seeing like two parents, or if I did see two parents, they didn't live together. Like it was just like how you guys are.
Which I think is super crazy, right? When you think about it, that, and I was saying like the non-traditional, meaning traditional mom and daddy live under the same roof, same, you know, the kids all by the same people. In 2023, you know, the norm is families that are blended, right? Blended families. It's not really the norm, or just, you know, single moms, especially when we're talking about the Black community. So that's a whole other conversation, you know, that we probably need to have at some point in time as well. But I think it is interesting that it wasn't even something that made you feel alienated, because a lot of people came from kind of what would be considered a broken home, or a home that, you know, you were being split between two different houses. So that's interesting. As far as me and your daddy relationship, you know, can you recall any times that we, I guess, argued in front of you, or, you know, maybe brought some drama to you or around you that you can recall?
The only time I could really remember that was when we was at Disneyland. And I was like a little bit.
You don't remember that.
That's like, how are you gonna, okay, I don't remember that.
How do you remember? You were 3.
How are you gonna tell me what I don't remember?
Okay, well, what do you remember?
I guess I don't remember that.
No, tell me what you remember. Tell the people. They're gonna think I got a muzzle on you. I want you to tell the truth. Tell your truth.
I don't remember like vividly, of course, because I was younger, but I just remember arguing. I don't remember exactly what happened. Okay. And I remember it like more in when we were in the hotel, because didn't we spend the night there?
Yeah.
I remember that in the hotel. I don't remember it like out and about.
That was when she was 3. We went to Disneyland and we were not getting along. I think this was at a time when me and her father were trying to make it work, and you know, trying to play house and do that whole thing, and through our best efforts, it just was not meant to be. But she can probably feel that tension, and even if she doesn't remember the exact words that we spoke, because we didn't argue, it's not like we got into a full-blown argument, but the energy, which I tell you guys all the time, kids are so susceptible to energy. You have to be so cautious and aware that they feel and see everything. Even if they're not able to contextualize it, they definitely feel it. So even being able to feel that dissension, like at age 3, I think is very, very telling too. So that's something crazy to note. So because you weren't able to physically see us arguing and getting into it and all of that kind of stuff, you were just able to feel it energetically. How do you feel it could have affected you, or would have affected you, if you did see us fighting all the time? Like physically, not physically like fighting, but like in person, you know what I mean? Seeing us having like huge arguments, or we were cursing each other out, or, you know, just not able to kind of find a common ground, but that happening in front of you. Like, how do you think that would have affected you?
I feel like it probably would have like shifted how I look at relationships now, like how I view them now and how they're supposed to look. Like
in terms of, okay, well, I guess it could be either way, like in terms of feeling like this was the norm, or feeling like, okay, I definitely don't want that. Like one of the two, right? I'm guessing.
I guess you could say I would think it's normal. Like if I was to get into a relationship later down the line and I was dealing with somebody and we will argue constantly, I probably wouldn't think it was as big of a problem as I think it is now. In that aspect, I probably would think it is normal.
And I think that's the whole thing. Like as you begin to mature as a young lady into a woman, and you have your own relationships, and I can attest to this because I'm a woman of a particular age, whatever you've experienced in your adolescence, you hold on to every bit of it for the most part, and you don't even know that it is something that you've stored into your memory bank until you get into relationships. Baby daddy, baby mama relationships, just, you know, romantic relationships, friendships sometimes too, you know, any kind of interpersonal relationship, those issues tend to surface and come out. Whatever fears, traumas, you know, learning behaviors, all of those things tend to surface back. So that's interesting too. To round everything out, one thing that I want to ask is, what do you think the biggest hurdle is of being a child of a co-parenting situation? Like, what is the hardest part about it now, maybe in the past? And I think that my guess is that it potentially could have changed over the years, because what may have been important to you at 7 may be different at almost 16. You know what I mean?
I would say like now, and well, more so when I was younger, it's like the holidays, like especially like Christmas time, because my family is like, it's not even about the gifts, it's like my family's just bigger, and like they're just more like, you know, my family, my mom's side is more like older. They're like older, so they're like more, don't do the Robinson and the Favors. They're more calm,
conservative.
Then my dad's side, it's just they're like lively and they're lively and bubbly, and they're just like really fun. Not saying that the other people are not fun, they're just more of like
it's a
sophisticated fun, like
not a sophisticated fun.
Like,
and I'm sophisticated really fun. That's a song. I'm getting me on, and I'm nice and young. Rock with don't. That's funny. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I can really like. I think you should work on your scholarships right now. And it's like my dad's side, they're like that. Like, you know, they're about my education, but it's like it's not always time to talk about like important
your career
stuff
path and everything
and
else,
all that stuff. So it's like I appreciate I love them so much, but it's just like my dad's side, they're just more lively and fun. It's for like I could be not more myself, but like more relaxed with them. And they're also younger too, so, and they're Belizean, so like I feel like that has a part to do with it. I don't know. It just.
But basically, oh my God, everybody that's Belizean got to shout out the fact they're Belizean. I digress. Of course, it's the who's fun and you know where you feel more comfortable, but it's almost like a thing of like you have to choose.
Yeah, it was stressful and sad because I didn't, especially when as I got older, I was like less upset about it. Especially when I was younger, that was like I'm taking away from the fun to go to the less fun. It's like, why do I have to leave a party, especially if it's my family? Like, I don't know, it just was hard. Like I was abandoning my mom and then my other grandma, so it's like.
I'm my mom's only child, okay? And this is her only grandchild, so very overprotective, and it is a whole thing, you know, when it comes to the holidays. And we don't have the kind of situation where we alternate holidays. You know, some families, some of y'all may do it where it's like, okay, well, he got Thanksgiving this year, I got Christmas next year, he got the 4th of July, I got, you know, we split everything right down the middle. So she has about 4 different families to visit on Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Day, depending on who's doing what. And sometimes it can be kind of difficult
sometimes 6.
Yeah, it can be difficult trying to figure out where to go. So I guess just splitting the timing, that's something that we have to think about as moms, you know, having empathy for our children with that, not feeling bad or rejected if they want to spend more time with another family member or side of the family than yours. You have to understand that you kind of initiated this situation of them having to split the time. So it's not fair to kind of make them feel guilty for whatever resonates with them as feeling, you know, more pleasant or happy, or they get more fulfillment or joy out of it. We have to be really sensitive to that. And I think by not doing that, it could definitely cause a problem later down the line. So
I feel like another thing that would be difficult, like that was difficult and is difficult, is like going back and forth when it comes to like having to pack my clothes and get readjusted and like doing homework and stuff. Cause like when I'm in a mindset or like a mind frame to where I want to do something, it's kind of hard when I have to switch locations or settings. Cause like, I don't know, that's maybe it's just me, but like my mind is like focused on one thing and I have to switch and get readjusted. And I'm like, I'm not really good with that. I'm trying to get better with that, but like it's hard for me to readjust to certain things. You
have to reset. I think that's the operative word that you use. I think is a really good, you have to reset every single time. Come to my mom's house, I have to reset, get acclimated. Okay, this is my room, this is where all my things are. Okay, cool, boom. And just the law of the land in the house. The way that my baby daddy run his house may not be the same way that we run our house. We have the same, you know, foundational morale and character and values, you know, in raising her, but some of the little nuances and intricacies that we have when we're in the privacy of our own home are of course gonna always be different. So having to even reset with the expectations from each parent, I would assume is probably difficult too.
Also, like, you know, like shade to my dad, I feel like I can't be on the phone when I'm over there because especially if it's like a boy, it could just be my friend. He's just all in my business, like,
as he should. I think that's what daddies do. As he should. Okay, be in the business. I don't be in the business per se because I be tired. I have other things to do, and we talk a little bit different.
Yeah,
then maybe she talks to her. I don't think he is ready for that. No,
so,
he's
like,
not.
Every time, like I'm on the phone, like it could be anybody. He just like coming. Like I could be in the living room. He walked through the kitchen, just being there doing nothing. Like in the sink in the kitchen, just looking for something. And he's not even hungry. Like just in there trying to see what I'm doing. Like I don't know.
Co-parenting is never going to be the easiest situation. Because it's not the easiest situation to do, I think that all hands have to be on deck in making it as smooth and seamless as possible. Her father and I have done our best. We have a whole tribe with us and around us that have made it possible for us to co-parent the way that we do. And, you know, we've had our ups and downs in that, and we still have our struggles and, you know, issues from time to time. But the common goal is always to make her the priority, as should be for you and your children as well. Make your kids the priority, and that makes everything else fall through a lot easier. You know, you pulling away the emotions, you pulling away the baggage of who did what and who. At the end of the day, y'all already know it really doesn't matter. your kids are affected by the decisions that you make in that regard. So it's really important that you put your best foot forward, even if it hurts. And I got videos to help y'all with that. This ain't this video, but if it hurts, you know what I mean? And you're dealing with things and trying to clear the baggage of whatever may have happened between you and your baby daddy, you know, there's ways to get around that. But in the meantime, always keep your kids first. I think that's the most important thing.
I feel like that's also a difference between my parents and a lot of other people's parents, just from like listening to people's experiences, my friends, other people's friends, like just different family members, or like not family members, but like family friends, stuff like that, that people let their emotions get in the way of what's going on with their children. So like they're like, just because they don't get along with the father or the mother, then they take it out on the kid, and then it ends up like being messed up for the kid. It's like the kid can't see their other family members because of something the parents have going on and stuff. I just think it's kind of like, no disrespect, but I think it's like immature, because like, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. If you're grown and you had a child with this person and you knew who the person was before you had a child with them, and even if you didn't, you knew what was going to be the outcome if you have a child with this person, I don't see why you wouldn't put your child in the best interest, like in their best interest over yourself. Like, I don't know.
Well, that's my daughter. So, okay, you guys, I just wanted to come with something fresh, something new. Miss Yuri will be back. You'll be back, right?
Yeah.
You better come back. Okay, and we'll have more conversations. I think this is awesome. So you guys can finally get to meet my baby and, you know, kind of understand a little bit more about our story, in hopes to maybe, you know, inspire. I have a lot of situations that have not been, you know, ideal, or, and, you know, and we will get into those. I have no problem with sharing those with you guys. So it's really just a testament to what it can mean, I guess, when you really are trying to put your child first and make sure that they're the priority. Things definitely seem to work out a little bit better. But make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. As always, hit the subscribe button, all of those different things, hit all of the channels, all of the things, and make sure that you can stay abreast of everything that I'm dropping when I drop it. But yeah, we will see you guys next time. Peace.